back everyone to the National Conference of Food Packaging 3.0. I request everyone to keep their mobile on silent mode. The next talk in the conference is by Ms. Anjushree Ramnarayan, founder of Impressions Vision Design, on the topic AI powered smart packaging. I request Anuj to introduce Ms. Anjushree Ramnarayan.
Thank you, Vidya. Good afternoon, everyone present over here. Ms. Anjushree Ramnarayan is the founder of Impression Vision Design, an engineering graduate in printing and packaging technology with 12 plus year of overall experience in the industry and 5 plus year of specialization in core graphic and packaging design. Forte includes branding from scratch to production, packaging design, and visual communication, helping startups and emerging brand build strong, impactful identities. Passionate about creating strategic, market driven, and visually compelling design that elevate brand presence and drive business growth. Now the stage is over to you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you had a lunch. Yes, everyone is ready. I hope nobody's going to sleep now. Okay. So I'm going to speak on the topic AI powered smart packaging. And I would be talking in terms of the design perspective of AI powered smart packaging. Can we have the slide? Yeah. Yeah. So when you think of packaging, what does it come in first into your mind? Earlier days, it used to be like it's just a pack that is used to protect the product. But nowadays, it's not like that. The packaging itself speaks for the product. It is something that actually protects the product, as well as it tells you the whole thing about your product. We used to think of a packaging as a passive container, something that just sits there. But today, the packaging is waking up. It's going to communicate to us. What is smart packaging? We had a session earlier about smart packaging. Smart packaging systems helps monitor freshness of products. It helps to extend the shelf life. It improves safety. And most importantly, it helps communicate about the product to your consumers. Here is where the graphics and the QR codes, the smart pack comes into play. Major industries where smart packaging thrives is the pharma industry and the food industry, because nowadays people are looking for a lot of information when they start trying a particular product. You would have heard about food farmer, how he's he's promoting nutritional values about the food, what you are eating, is it even is it even good for you? All these things, sometimes it becomes very difficult for the manufacturers to put everything in one pack. So nowadays, people are trying to incorporate all these things by a QR code, which helps people understand about their product more and more easily. AI-driven design for food industry. How artificial intelligence is helping food industry in their communication, way of communication is what I'm going to present here right now. So packaging design today, what is the major problem that people are facing right now in the market while they are actually ready to launch the product? First and foremost, they take around 4 to 8 weeks, a huge timeline to launch a particular product. In this, what happens is you get the brief from the client, you start building the packaging, but then the iterations, the changes goes on so long that the timeline is never met. It's always beyond timelines. People are losing their time to launch. So this is one of the major drawbacks that founders and brand owners are facing right now. The second thing is you have a lot of investment pre-launching your product. So you are not even very confident if your product works or not, but you're investing a lot of money in that. So this is another problem that major founders, startup owners are facing right now. Next is zero feedback. Once printed, you have no idea if your product is going to sell or not. So if you get a pre-hand feedback, it will be easier for you to incorporate that and sell it in the market, so that that zeroes down your wastage basically. Reprint costs. Reprint costs are the major issues that people face right now. So when they're trying to launch a product in the market, they actually they don't consult their FSSI agents or anybody, and they just try and launch the product in the market, and then later on they face problems. So we'll see how AI is going to help us with all these problems right now. So India's food brand explosion, we have around 80,000 plus D2C brands, and they need fresh packaging every 2 to 3 months, because one design doesn't sell, they have to go for another design. So these kind of major changes in designs are usually taking place right now, because they are not very sure which design will work in the market. Next is the 3x growth in the quick commerce, like Blinkit, Zepto, etc. coming in. You need turnaround times to be very, very quick. In case you're launching a particular product in your market on shelf, and then you want to launch it in Blinkit, Zepto, you have a lot of parameters that you need to actually put in to get those products launched on quick commerce. Then you have a 6.4 billion global AI packaging market by 2034, growing at a 10.28 CAGR. 74% of Indian consumers say packaging influences their purchase. Obviously, now when you're going to a supermarket or something, you don't know about a particular product. It's only when you see the package that strikes you if you want to pick a product from the shelf or not. So 74% of the people say that they get influenced by the package, and they buy the product basically. Now we have actually divided the AI in packaging design into 6 major categories. One is design AI. Design AI, I'll be taking you all through the slides in deep. Design AI, copy AI, vision AI, QR AI, compliance AI, and market AI. I'll explain this one by one. So in design AI, what we usually do is, when you're starting with a design project, your client asks you for a lot of options, which is time consuming. You need to sit and think of a concept. Then you need to aggregate all the visual elements from the net. Then you build a package. This takes a lot of time. So how does AI play a role here? Once you start giving prompts to your AI, like you want a particular theme to be followed, AI gives you multiple options. So with this, you can actually give it to your client, tell them to select a particular option first, and then you can take it according to your selected option. This saves a lot of time in your designing process. So what are the benefits of design AI? You save time on creating design options from scratch, and then you select the right path. You get an idea of which direction the design needs to go. Now suppose a client is actually trying to launch a product in a luxury segment, and his design doesn't match the luxury segment customer thinking, then that product is not going to reach the right customer. So in that case, what happens is, when you start designing at the earlier stage itself, keeping in mind your end consumer, you'll be able to make the package target ready. So you just have to work only on the selected option from scratch to build the print ready design. Now, how AI has accelerated the design flow. Initially, the client used to give us a brief. We used to understand the brief. We used to take a lot of research on that, creating the mood boards, creating options. Then once the final concept is ready, you keep getting a lot of back and forth. The client will first say, fix kar do. We give the print file to the printer. Then the client comes back and says, नहीं मुझे ये change करना है, मुझे वो change करना है. So इसमें क्या होता था? Your time gets delayed a lot. So what now we are incorporating is, we give options to the client first itself. We tell them to choose a particular option first, and then we work on only one particular option. This helps us save time a lot. The turnaround times and all have become very quick nowadays. So with AI, what happens is once we get the brief, we create the initial concepts. Once the concepts are ready, we give it to the client. The client chooses the right path. Once the right path is ready, we start creating the actual artwork. Artwork is ready. We then get it checked by AI with compliance. So this AI compliance check can be done at a initial level. Obviously, we have to get it checked with consultants and at a later stage, but then you can start minimizing your errors in the initial stage itself. Then copy AI. What does copy AI help us with? Copy AI helps us with getting the content ready for the pack. Design is one element, the content is the another element that goes on the pack. So whenever you have to start designing a product, you need to have correct product descriptions. You need a correct brand story. You need to have recipes in place. You need to have the ingredients in place. All this comes under copy AI. So copy AI, we have tools that can help us create this particular content for us at the initial stage, and then we can start moving forward. Vision AI. Now, when we go to a supermarket, we just have a few seconds where we can, actually get influenced and we pick the particular product. So Vision AI, what we are actually trying to do here is we try to put the pack on the shelf with other competitor products, and the AI compares where your pack is basically getting lost or what are the pack's strengths. In this way, we get to know like what are the strengths of the packs, what are the weaknesses of our packs, and then we can work accordingly and get the right pack going forward. The shelf impact prediction. So packaging design is analyzed by the AI. Then AI stimulates a 50 millisecond of human eye movement across your design, returns a heat map as to red is the high attention, blue is the ignored zones. In case you have some ignored zones in your particular design, you can get it rectified well in time before you go into printing. So in this case, what happens is you reduce your reprint cost, you reduce your your product coming back from the market. Then you can fix the layout before printing, not after spending a 80,000 or 1 lakh investment in your product launch. Then you have compliance AI. So what does compliance AI help? It helps us with the basic mandatory requirements from FSSAI or any body that is monitoring your particular products. So this can help us with identifying minute mistakes, like if we have forgotten to put allergen declaration or any such mandates that is required as per FSSAI, these can be rectified well in time. Now QR AI. Many of us know that many of the brand owners, they want to put a lot of data in the pack, but pack being a limited size or area, we cannot put a lot of information in it. So what we have done is we have tried to create a QR code which will be placed on the packs, and that will be giving a lot of information to the end user. So I will just show you what happens. The customer can scan the QR, then the AI experience loads in your mobile itself, or if you want to load it on a laptop or something, you can load it there. Then the customers, you can incorporate a particular AI which will be answering the FAQs, which will be answering particular questions about your own products. Then your brand gets the data, like what is actually the customer is looking for from your product. So this is a current pack that we are researching on. This design is made by us. This is we had placed a QR code which directly takes them to their website. But now we are incorporating more features in it, and now we have converted the QR that talks about your product literally. Now, if you all can scan this, you will be able to understand. I would request everybody to just scan this once. Don't worry, it's not a payment gateway or a feedback form. It's how package is going to be integrated with AI. You can show that. That's it. So once you scan the QR, you'll be able to get to this page. So you get an overview of the full product over here. You get the, the properties of the product here. Then you go to the nutritional tab. You'll be able to see the nutrition of the pack. I think there is a technical glitch. So basically, you get to know all kind of, summarized product description, product nutrition, what kind of health benefits the product is going to give you. All these kind of things can be summarized in this particular page. And then there is a Ask AI tab where you can, ask questions about the particular product to the AI, and the AI agent will be answering your questions. So this actually helps the person, the brand owner, and the consumer to connect better. You can go back to the presentation. Now next part comes is the packaging for quick commerce. Now, there are different platforms available where you can market your products. There is Amazon, there is Flipkart, there is quick commerce, you have your own website, you have the Instagram and Meta ads. All these kind of platforms have their own different needs of, the image dimensions, the descriptions, everything is different for each and every platform. So what happens is the AI, it helps us design all this in a quicker manner. So the turnaround time that we offer to our brands becomes much more, time friendly than the others. So, there's a quick turnaround time that we can offer. Then how the AI is going to influence the market in for future is now we are implementing QR codes linked to the AI product assistance, AI generated recipes and cooking ideas, FSCI compliant auto check, shelf attention heat map. These all are all trending right now. In the near future, we can also implement augmented reality. Then we have NCF chips in the packaging, AI dynamic labels, personalized pack runs, etc. And over the time, biodegradable packs with embedded biosensors, AI generated packaging from brand brief to print ready. Maybe we'll be able to do that in an hour's time itself, creating the packaging in print ready forms. Then blockchain verified and packs that adapt the messaging based on the consumer's scan history. So anybody here who is, scared that AI will take away your job? Anybody here? No, right? So AI is just going to help us how fast we can deliver our, things, and it's going to just help us. It's not going to take away our jobs. It's just that we need to master the art of prompts. That's it. Thank you. Any questions?
Yeah, thanks for the wonderful presentation.
Thank you.
Just one query on the shelf life impact, you talked about. So have you done any real-time study? You talked about, this blue zone or, red zones, something of that sort. But have you done any real live study just to compare whatever the predictions AI is saying,
Mhm.
that is, comparable to the real life results. So have
Yeah.
you done that? Yeah.
So
Thank you.
we haven't done it in shelf life perspective, but then we are talking about the design perspective over here. We are not talking about the shelf life perspective over here. Yeah. So we got to know, like, once we feed the design into the AI, we get to know that your product image is looking smaller, so you need to make it bigger. So these kind of prompts is what we get from AI. So it's related to designs and not the actual structure of the pack, basically. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. No, we haven't done that yet because we are just researching on this at this point of time. Yeah. Sure. Anything else? Okay.
So as you have shown that with the help of design AI tool, we can create similar designs, means different designs for same product. Are that file ready for print, or we have to again work on that?
We have to work on that. So those are just to make the concepts ready. So once the concepts are ready, you get it checked with your client. Once your client picks up a particular path that they want to choose from, then you work on those on that particular design and make it print ready. So that saves your time. You're not creating options, sitting and creating options, basically. Anything else?
Hello.
Yeah.
Is this a designing app also available for the normal customers who are not really known about the packaging but is currently a little bit aware of? So are they also accessible to this, or those who have good knowledge of packaging is also responsible?
Okay, so you do have a lot of apps, like even your chat GPT or Gemini can help you design concepts. You have Meta also in your WhatsApp. So they all have this feature of getting the concepts done. It's just that you need to get your prompt right. Yeah. You can start with these, and then you have paid apps like Midjourney, Firefly, and all that you can, try and test.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing your expertise vision with us. Now I
Excuse-
request.
I think someone is.
Okay. Can continue.
So my question is, what would be the value brought by an agency who's
Sorry?
also using? What would be the value brought on by an agency who's also using a design app versus a novice who's also using the same design app? So if obviously there is value, there is an eye that goes in,
Right.
but are there any maybe if you are able to articulate some points which may not be immediately visible?
Okay, so if I may just say, like a normal person would be giving a prompt saying that design particular pack for this product. But when an agency is giving a prompt, he'll be giving a prompt in detail, like which element needs to be placed where, what is the path that has to be taken, or where, what is the placement of the logo, where is the placement of the logo to be done. All these kind of prompts improves your design options. Whereas when a normal person who is trying to do that would not be able to do it, so detail basically.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing your expertise vision with us. Now I request Professor Dr. Varsha Chavre, ma'am, to summarize the address and felicitate ma'am.
Thank you, Vidya. Thank you, madam, for this wonderful session. It's indeed an impactful session, very well aligned with the current curriculum and the current trends in the packaging. As she said, smart packaging is evolving from the passive container into an intelligent systems that sensors communicate and protects the food. It enables the real-time freshness monitoring, improves safety, and delivers the key product. She very well explained how AI is transforming package design by making it more interactive, data-driven, and efficient. It solves major challenges like long timelines, high cost, and lack of post-print feedback. She also has highlighted the use of technologies and the different tools like design AI, copy AI, vision AI, and the compliance AI. She very well explained the smart QR integration and how that turns packaging into an interactive digital interface for the consumers. So AI reduces design cycles from weeks to days while enabling multi-platform adaptability. Overall, packaging is becoming a smart, adaptive, and consumer-centric ecosystem. So thank you, madam. And students, once again, I want to highlight that it's the era of multidisciplinary education and multidisciplinary field. So it is for the printing and packaging students, I really want to highlight this point that the different technologies and new technologies are coming and we need to adapt that also.